Hello friends, in this video we shall discuss the most common injuries related with shoulder joint. Coming to a sports injury, the patient was playing volleyball and at the time of smashing volleyball, the patient jumped up and smashed on the volleyball, and at the very moment the patient felt severe pain over the shoulder. The patient is unable to move affected shoulder joint and the condition is very much painful. Here, the provisional diagnosis includes anterior dislocation of shoulder joint. In shoulder joint, the most common dislocation is anterior dislocation. In anterior dislocation, the first one is while how to diagnose anterior shoulder dislocation. The first one is attitude. Attitude means how the patient presents. The attitude of a patient with anterior shoulder joint dislocation is like this. The patient supports his affected hand with opposite hand. And the patient enters the OPD. He supports his affected hand with opposite hand. In every examination of shoulder joint, undress the patient up to waist to compare both the joints. Here in inspection itself, regarding basic clinical orthopedic examination, look, feel and move is the basic protocol. That means inspection, palpation and range of motion. Here in this photo, this is the normal shoulder joint with normal contour. Here you shall able to see the flattening of shoulder joint. The normal contour is lost and here squared off appearance is there. Why? Because head of the humerus is displaced anteriorly and inferiorly. It is displaced from the glenoid cavity and we shall able to see acromion process most laterally, so that the squared off appearance is seen. Coming to the clinical examination, the clinical examination is Dugas test. Asks the patient to touch his opposite shoulder along the line of chest, and the patient is not able to do this test. The patient is not able to touch the opposite shoulder in anterior shoulder dislocation. Patient cannot attempt any movements. While on palpation, we shall able to palpate acromion process on the most lateral part and the head of the humerus below the coracoid process. This is the X-ray of shoulder AP view. Shoulder AP view is needed to see the X-ray diagnosis of anterior shoulder dislocation. It is displaced like this, and the reduction method is Coker's method. In Coker's method, the reduction method is traction along the line of humerus with ample counter traction. Second one is external rotation. And third one is adduction up to the midline of chest. And then the fourth one is medial rotation. It shall be done gently. This traction should be given more time. And then the second thing to be done is external rotation. And third one is adduction up to the midline of chest. And fourth one is medial rotation. Here in this video, you shall able to see the reduction of anterior shoulder dislocation with Coker's method. The patient is in supine position. It can be also be done in sitting posture also. It is done in 90-degree flexed elbow. First method is traction, and here you shall able to see the counter traction is given just opposite to the traction of humerus. Traction should be done along the line of humerus with proper counter traction. Counter traction should also be adequate. After traction, you shall able to see that external rotation is done. With external rotation, we are doing the adduction and then medial rotation. Here you shall able to see that the first one what we done is traction along with counter traction. After giving traction, you shall able to see that external rotation is done. And in the third phase, on the adduction phase, in this case it is reduced. In the third phase it is reduced. You shall able to see that here traction, then external rotation. With external rotation, adduction is done. In this phase, it is reduced, and then medial rotation. Medial rotation is nothing other than Dugas test. The patient is able to touch the opposite shoulder. In this position, in the adducted position, the shoulder is immobilized using a shoulder spica bandage like this and kept it for 3 weeks. In any dislocation, the period of immobilization is 3 weeks. Why? Because to the joint capsule, the tiered joint capsule in shoulder joint, the tiered glenoid labrum and the soft tissue injury occurred. It needs total 3 weeks to be healed, so that it should be done with shoulder spica immobilization, and also sling shall also be advised for 3 weeks. After 3 weeks, proper rehabilitation should be advised to avoid further recurrence. If the patient is not done bandage up to 3 weeks, then also there is a chance of recurrent dislocation. So that in shoulder joint dislocation, 3 weeks immobilization, and after that rehabilitation, after the period of immobilization is of very much important. If there is recurrent dislocation, this is a case of first dislocation, fresh injury. If there is recurrent dislocation in the first phase or in the second phase itself, it is reduced. Here it is first fresh case, so that it is reduced in the third phase, that is in the traction, external rotation and adduction up to the midline of chest, keeping the external rotation, and then the final one is medial rotation. You shall learn it like this, TEAM, because the order of reduction is very much important. Hawker's method is very good because it causes very less injury towards joint capsule and also towards the soft tissues, nerves and muscles which is located in and around. In this condition, other to shoulder spica bandage, you shall able to advise shoulder immobilizer. This is an orthosis called shoulder immobilizer, and this shoulder immobilization also shall be advised for 3 weeks in shoulder joint dislocation. In shoulder immobilization, you need not advise sling because the hand is kept in this position, and in this position the patient cannot move the shoulder. So shoulder immobilizer shall also be advised, same as that of shoulder spica bandage. Either shoulder spica bandage or shoulder immobilizer shall be advised. Please note that it is shoulder immobilizer, not shoulder support. Shoulder immobilization is must. Shoulder support won't give ample support in shoulder joint dislocation. This is a complication occurring in shoulder joint dislocation. It is due to the deltoid loss of sensation is due to axillary nerve injury during or at the time of reduction of shoulder joint dislocation, and it is called regiment badge sign because the loss of sensation is in the area of badge of army officers, so that it is called regiment badge sign, but it is reversible in 2 to 4 weeks. Minimum time is 2 weeks and maximum time is 4 weeks. Within 2 to 4 weeks, it is reversible. This condition is reversible. Thank you.